Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today I've got a Giannis Antetokounmpo build for you. So this was one of the first builds I did on the channel, and it's my most popular build and video so far. So I thought I'd give it a bit of an update because looking back there are a few things that I might change about the build. And also 2K I think updated their game, so you don't get the Giannis Antetokounmpo comparison at the end, and with this build you will. So this will be the updated Giannis build, so make sure he's a power forward, and we'll move on. So for the body settings, I recommend going to 6'10". He might be around 6'11", something like that, but I found 6'10" to be the best build for the attributes. So make sure he's 6'10". In terms of the weight, we're just going to drop that down to 218 pounds. It's just to maximise a bit of speed and finishing. Now for wingspan, we are going to push that to 7'8", which is the max. So this is to push up the finishing as well, and a bit of defense and rebounding. Body shape's up to you, and we'll move on. So for the attributes, we're just going to start by pushing close shot to 90. So like I said, this will be an updated build, so some things may be a bit different. But for close shot, we're going to push it to 90 because he's really great around the basket. That's where most of his points come from. He's not a particularly great shooter, but you will have shooting with this build. But most of it will be in the finishing category. So 90 close shot. For driving layup, we are going to push that to 80. So this is just to get some of the layup badges silver, and also you get the 12 badges at 80 rating. I recently watched a video of NBA 2K Shoots talking about Fearless Finisher, and that on bronze it can be really effective with a lot of close shots and contact on close shots. So I do like to get that in the build and upgrade layup. For driving dunk, I am going to put it to 84, which will get the pro contact dunks. So you will have the pro contact driving dunks with this build, and also at 6'10" you will have the elite big man contact dunks, because I am putting standing dunk to 90. Obviously Giannis is a slasher, he's got those massive arms, 6'10" frame. You know, he's got a lot of posters in his day, in his career so far. So we want to make sure we get those contact dunks. Now for post control, this was something in the last build that wasn't there. I didn't upgrade post control, so I thought I'd update it and give Giannis Hall of Fame post moves. So this will be, you'll have the ability to play in the post with this build now. So you'll have those Hall of Fame post moves there with a 6'10" body, 7'8" wingspan. You should have no troubles scoring in the post. Now for shooting, this is one thing that I did downgrade a little bit. I think mid-range shot was a little higher than this, but today we're just going to make it 67, just to get that extra badge point at 67. And then 3-point shot we are going to put to 76, which is the max, just to get that silver Deadeye. Because he's not a particularly great shooter, but he does shoot at, 33-ish%. He has his days where he's really good from 3, so I wanted to give the build a level of shooting that if you're really good at timing your threes, you will be able to shoot pretty effectively from the corners and things when you're open, which is what Giannis is sometimes capable of. Now for free throw, he's not a particularly great free throw shooter either, so I've just set it at 70 free throw. It's still okay. If you time your shots well enough, you should still hit a fair few of them. So you should still get a lot of points with your free throws. Now for playmaking, just with every build these days, I just try to get the 85 pass accuracy just to get that gold bullet passer. And then with ball handle, we're just going to max that out at 73, and speed with ball, we're going to max out to 62 as well. So you will have bronze quick first step. There's no way to make the build so that you've got the big man contact dunks and silver quick first step. Even if you glitch it, there's still no way to have both, because the game will think that you're 6'9" if you try and glitch it or something like that. So I thought the contact dunks were more, I needed them more for the build than I did silver quick first step. But you will still have bronze, which is still okay against other big centers. But with the 73 ball handle, you'll be able to handle the rock a bit as well. So they should have no trouble driving to the rim. Now for defense, he's a really great defender. This was something that I downgraded a little bit just to save some points. So I put interior defense to 80. This unlocks the extra badge point and also post-lockdown silver, if you're interested in that. Now for perimeter defense, we're going to push that to 75. So that will just get the bronze, the extra badge points, sorry. And with steel, we're going to push that to 72 to get that silver pickpocket. So you'll have some pretty good perimeter defense. Obviously, when he switches on to opponents, he's still a really great perimeter defender. And that these two, 75 and 72 ratings, seem to be the sweet spot for both perimeter defense and steel. Now for block, he's a really great shot blocker. We all remember the block he had against DeAndre Ayton on the alley-oop, which was absolutely insane. So we're going to make sure he gets the gold rim protector at 88 block. And you'll also have the gold intimidator and Hall of Fame pogo stick as well, which are great badges. Now for rebounding, we're just going to push offensive rebound to 62. I just couldn't upgrade that any further, just because of the rest of the layout. And for defensive rebound, we're going to push that to 91 because obviously, you know, he averages around 11 rebounds a game the last few seasons. It's incredible the amount of boards he can get. So we want that gold rebound chaser. Now for physicals, we are going to push speed to 70 and acceleration at one below the max, which is 69. So you will still be pretty quick for a 6'10 play. You know, 70 speed's nothing to sneeze about. And you can only max it out at 73 anyway, so you're not losing too much there. Strength, we're going to leave at 55. For vertical, we are going to push that to 75 to unlock those elite big man contact dunks. The pro contact dunks as well, and you'll also get the elite contact alley-oops with this as well. So a lot of contact dunks to be had with this build. But the rest will go on stamina for 89 stamina, and that's the build. So in total we have 30 finishing, 16 shooting, 21 playmaking, and 27 defensive badges, for a total of 94 badges on this Giannis Antetokounmpo build. So I think it has three or four more badges than my last Giannis build. It's also got the Hall of Fame post moves, a bit of extra speed, and pretty much everything's the same. I think it may have lost a little bit, maybe one or two badges on defense, but it's gained the post moves. May have lost a bit of badges on shooting, but you know, it's gained a bit of playmaking as well. So it's a bit of an adjustment, but I think this build is a lot better for Giannis. Now in terms of takeovers, I just chose power backdowns because unfortunately you can't get any of the slashing takeovers. So I just chose power backdowns because he's really great in the post, he's really strong, and then stuff blocks. I thought about paint intimidation, but his highlights, you know, his blocks are so great and they stand out so much that I wanted to get those big, massive, you know, snatch blocks and swap blocks and things with your takeover. As you can see, you've built a versatile paint beast with shades of Chris Webber, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Evan Mobley. So unlike the last build that got updated by 2K not to show Giannis, this one does. So that's there if you're interested in that. But we'll take a look at the badges. Now for Giannis, you just probably want there's a lot to do here because he's so good in the post, but he's also good on drives. So you probably want a mixture of things like drop stepper, grace under pressure, you know, he catches lobs, get that posterizer gold, you know, rise up because he's so good at those standing dunks. Unstrippable great so you don't lose the ball on drives. You know, slithering finisher because he's so big but yet he's still able to weave through with his long stride. Mouse in the house, anytime he's got a smaller player on him, it's pretty much a bucket. Hook specialist, his hooks are getting better. Fast twitch, he does rise up really quick, you know, back down punisher. Fearless finisher on bronze is apparently really great according to NBA 2K Shoots. So definitely have that there. You know, you've got the limitless takeoff. And then with the last badge, you may want to put back boss on because he's really great at grabbing those offensive boards and going straight back up with it. So that could be a really great layout for Giannis. Now for shooting, he's not a particularly great shooter, but you know, when he does get hot, he does get pretty hot. So you may want Green Machine. With those long arms, he's pretty tough to block. So, you know, Deadeye could be something you want to go with. You know, you've got Gold Sniper. Slippy off ball because I think it's just a really great bronze badge to have. And then with the last five, you know, he is pretty clutch. He's hit some clutch shots, not necessarily, you know, jump shots, although I have seen him hit some big threes, particularly in the playoffs and in close games. But he does a lot of other things that are clutch as well. So I think just looking at this as just a clutch badge, feel happy putting that on bronze. You know, he does a lot of things where he takes a couple dribbles and he might pull up from 3, so we want set shooter and stop and pop. And then for the rest, you know, because he's a post player, you may want that post fade. He does hit some little post fades around the key. And then the last one, you know, maybe just to help hit from the corners, you may want that corner specialist on bronze as well. But that could be a good layout for Giannis. Now for playmaking, he is a bit of a point center. He's getting better at passing out of double teams and out of the post and things. So, you know, dimer, post playmaker could be really great badges to have for Giannis. You know, you've got the glue hands there. I don't see him fumble it too much. You know, you've got silver unpluckable with your dribble, which would be really handy. Tight handles, quick first step. You know, handles for days. You got downhill. You know, when he's out in the open floor, there's no chance you're catching him. You know, you got break starter, bullet passer on gold. And then with the last 3, you may want needle threader and triple threat juke. And then for the last one, you may just want to upgrade something like bailout or space creator. He doesn't necessarily do a lot of, you know, step back shots or things like that. But he may be a good thing to have on bronze for Giannis. Now for defense, we definitely want, you know, brick wall. He plays a lot in the pick and roll. That's where he's really effective. You know, all his scoring, he's really effective in the pick and roll as the roll man. You know, you've got pickpocket, you've got rebound chaser, which is great. Rim protector, you know, pogo stick, interceptor with those long arms, chase down artists with those long arms and to get the animations. You know, box out, get that intimidator on. When he gets switched, he can stay in front of his man. So, you know, pick dodger is really great. Tireless defender post lockdown, they're great badges to have. And then with the last 2, you may just want Worm, because he does get a lot of offensive boards. And I thought about defensive leader, and he could definitely be a defensive leader, but I think guys like Brook Lopez and people like that are probably more of the defensive leaders. They're the anchors, and Giannis is just an absolute monster on defense. He's just a defensive weapon. And I think for the last badge, maybe something like Menace, because he is pretty menacing to try and score on. I think other players get really concerned when they see Giannis guarding them. So that could be a good layout for Giannis. All in all, that's the build. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a really great day.